Hello friends and welcome to episode 2 of our Nova Roma immersion focused playthrough. Each episode I will be doing one of these small map recaps to go over what we have achieved and then lay out what the Senate, that's you, the viewers, have put forward as what our next course of action should be. Nova Roma currently stands strong after significant early territorial expansion, which included bringing the Western Isles enclave of the Maldives back under the Rex of Nova Roma. With expansion also onto the mainland, we found ourselves in a position ready to springboard on towards the other holy sites, something the Senate have said is of the utmost importance. This is where we rejoin our adventure. Okay, so, before we get in, I'm going to have a quick look. In terms of religion, we have almost no holding, and as the Senate has suggested, there is a holy site within our grasp that we should really be taking control of next. So, our next move will probably be trying to take both of these. I don't think we'll be able to take the duchy. I don't think we have that sort of prestige at the moment, I'm afraid. To claim war for a duchy, we need 750. So I don't think that's what we're going to do. We might end up having to do 2 wars there, attack for Congo, and it'll be sort of disjointed, which is frustrating, but we can make it work. We can make it work. In terms of culture here, we have one Roman county, which is the county to the west of our capital. We are working on changing that, and us managing to grab a hold of that has made the conversion of Nova Roma much quicker, so this should be happening eventually. I do see we have one court event. Let's quickly go through that before we get the date rolling. Building blocks. My vassal Comes Maximus Decimus certainly takes their duties as royal architect seriously. His passionate debate with my steward Baro Siddhata dominates the room. Yes, precisely, Maximus Decimus exclaims. The ruins that are rife with the cut stone that could easily be transferred to the Rex's castle at Senkadagalapura. I'll commit to that. Siddhata rubs his chin doubtfully. Still, it sounds like a lot of work, and the locals who use those materials won't like it. Maximus Decimus rolls his eyes at the reasonable rebuttal, but is cut off by the court pontifex. The nearby temple of Samantakuta is in dire need of expansion. Vespian squeals. That is where the rubble should go. I think we're going to leave this to the commoners, the ruins to the commoners. It's going to help development growth. It's also going to allow our commoners to continue using the stone that has been left there. So we'll leave that as is. Right, we're going to wait 8 months for us to declare war. I don't think we can declare war anywhere else just now. We also have a peace with them, and I don't think there's really an option to declare on them at the moment. Oh no, I lied, there is. Now, it could be good to take that, and then we'll isolate them. So we'll put our troops, we're going to raise them, I reckon, here. We'll raise our troops and we'll go to war once again. We'll take this, that's perfectly fine with us. And let's go. Troops will be raised and we'll be going straight across to the capital. Let's start the adventure. We're now known for our devotion to our faith. Look at that, 600 piety at the moment. We're going in and they are running. I will happily just siege their capital and wait. Look at the bridge crossings here. 4 river crossings. You know what I might do? I'm going to station some besiegers and chase them down. Could be good to get a battle. We are, I believe we're using our new spear currently. Our new spear is equipped. We're chasing them down. They appear to be running. We are going to end up fighting them in the hills. A brewing troublemaker. While I've come to expect mischief from my daughter and her heir Atia, her creativity keeps me on my toes. But it's not a prank, it's a brawl, a disgruntled tutor, or a grazed knees from an adventure gone wrong. Never a dull moment, she's rowdy. I tell you what, it'd be really interesting if within the first generation, second generation, we ended up with a female ruler. We are still only in our early 20s as is our wife, so I do anticipate a few more children in the future. This here will basically neutralise their ability to declare war. You see we've destroyed them there. We'll pull the troops back to the capital. We're about to take the capital. This might end the war, maybe not. Yep, war's over. Thank you very much. We also have someone we can ransom. We'll do that immediately and we'll disband the troops. This place I'm going to grant to... Again, we want to get hopefully someone zealous that can sort of start marching on and causing problems. So you're Tamil, you're already got a holding. We don't really want someone zealous of another religion ruling, do we? Let's go for content and high stewardship. Most of these folks are actually our vassal by this point. You might convert. Let's do that. We'll grant this one to you. Another successful war. That's what I like to see. We could take another concubine. I'm honestly... oh, he converted. Excellent. I'm not interested in a new concubine. The low control, I'm doing what I can about it. We have 208 gold. Decisions wise, you know what? I am going to hold a mystic commune. I'm also going to call a hunt. And we'll allow those events to unfold. We've got divine guidance. Extra strength. Wow. My dear liege, this is our architect and our vassal. This is the guy we brought into the fray here. Our chief architect. He still holds the land that we previously gave him. Sounds like I have a thing or two to learn myself. Our commune has been a success then. So we're basically waiting 8 months now so we can declare war and hopefully take the holy site. We think a creature from myth, perhaps a god disguised in animal form. It was the largest hart I have ever seen. Even after the beast was wounded, the chase lasted half a day. It's still an imposing sight. We're getting 50 gold, just like that. Right, we could construct something in Nova Roma. I think in here we're going to go for military camps. But first of all, apparently we're going to return home reinvigorated. Okay, so here, as I said, we're going for military camps. Let's construct them there. Anything to increase our military prowess. After lots of hard work, I finally learned the Tamil language. Endless hours practicing accentuation, sleepless nights mimicking inflection, countless lessons mastering intonation. It was all worth it in the end. During my efforts, I looked to emulate Raja Nantivarman's accent. I'm sure he would be impressed with my results. I'm going to try and send another letter here. And our letter was a success. So we now know 2 languages. Sorry, technically we know 3 languages because we also know our own. So I'm going to have a quick look, right? We know Tamil, we know Sinhala. Would it make sense for us to learn Kannada? You know what? I'm just going to call them Canada. Let's learn your language as well, sir. Our man is a man of learning and culture. Faction created against you. That's not what I like to see. Is it populists? It is. Probably not a whole lot they can do just now, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, we've expanded once again, and we're looking fantastic, if I do say so. We did also have a suggestion to essentially fix the pronunciation here back to the sort of Roman Latin, so I will commit to that. So yeah, I'll bow down to the people who know better than I do, which is just about everyone. And we'll also rename the city name. Thank you, Senator Rock, for your suggestion there. There has also been a suggestion that we do rename one of our holy sites. So you can see that we actually have 2 holy sites here. I think what we'll do is we'll rename this absolute mouthful here to Sanctus Insulum, as was suggested by Senator Reckwin. Essentially here, this whole isle is our holy site. There's 2 of them here. I think it makes sense to add that in. So, a little bit of roleplay added there. Excellent. We'll continue. I actually need to check the exact date that the truce ends. So, with the guy with 3 fishes, it's already gone. We can declare war. So, we're declaring war. We're going to take Kongu, which is a holy site, and we'll raise our troops and we once again go to war. We are certainly, I'd say we're fairly war hungry this episode. I think there's going to be a lot of territorial expansion. I think using these mountains as a natural border could be a good thing, and then we might look inwards and try and strengthen ourselves. We will hold 3 of the holy sites, which I think is a massive tick for us. I could possibly start chasing them down, but I think we'll play the slow game here. What I'm going to do is leave the appropriate amount of besiegers and then go to the capital. That way we're double sieging them, they're not far apart, so if we had to combine our armies we can fairly quickly. It looks like they may come in the back door here around the mountain pass and start sieging us from behind. And just like that, we have a new stewardship perk. So we could do defensive measures. It's going to give us a larger garrison, or golden obligations. We can demand a payment for hooks. I think we'll take defensive measures at the moment. I think that makes sense. We'll siege both of these down and then see where they're going or what they're doing. Okay, we're under siege here, so what we might do is actually combine these troops. So I'll leave the appropriate amount here. I'm going to pull them forward. We're going to combine these armies, and I think we'll go after them. So we're gathering up some of our experienced troops here. This is actually going to be a relatively even fight. We are also leading the fight ourselves. And we're going to go see if we can dislodge them. So 1,600 men, quite a few of our retinue are in here. Kind of daft that we've not left the catapults there, but we'll deal with what we have. It's suggesting that we are going to win, but we'll need to wait and see here. Could actually be quite a close fight. We are about to siege their capital, so that should end the war, but there's nothing wrong with showing our prowess in the battlefield. Okay, the battle begins. It's actually a very even engagement. Siege is won. We've captured a valuable hostage. We are slowly winning this, but this is a very even fight. There's a very even fight here. We can disband those troops. But we're taking the win. Very nice. We'll also enforce our demands. Once it gives me the 100 gold for the ransom. There we go. Armies can be disbanded, and we've just made ourselves a nice few bob, as they would say in Scotland. I think I'll grant this to just anyone of our culture. So we're actually giving it to women. She's 65, she's no heir. So technically that could come back to us, which is maybe not a bad, it's maybe not a bad thing. We do also now, though, have 3 religious sites. I believe that would allow us to reform the faith. All we need to do is get enough piety, which is going to be an adventure on its own, I think. We could go on a pilgrimage, though. 50 gold minimum. Let's do that. I think we'll go to Covey. We'll go to Covey and we'll see what we can see there. Okay, I've got to say this is looking it's like mighty pruddy so far. Mighty pruddy so far. Pilgrimage, we are departing. We're making our way to the holy sites. We're going to try and get ourselves some piety together, and we are a religiously based character. We do hold quite a bit of love for our religion. New building constructed in Nova Roma. For every week that passes, my fellowship grows even smaller. Some have gone as far as they can before the need to return home overtakes them. Others have met with less fortunate ends. Most worrying is the fact that my group of personal guards is thinning out at an alarming rate. The fact alone shows what a treacherous journey this can be. Some of the locals make fierce guards. All I need is yeah, we are arrogant, it says, but I think that makes sense. Like, we are a believer in our gods. What's a little bit of stress? While we're away in a pilgrimage, we're going to raise our troops here, and I think we'll go to war along this west coast. I lied to you, we won't do that yet. Here we have 20 days to wait, and then we'll be going to war. Okay, I'm finally here. The body and soul at the great temple of Kavai. As the Flamen offers me blessings, I reflect on everything that had happened for the gods to bring me here, at this moment in time. Oh, we can absorb the lesson and become a miracle worker. Wow. Okay. Knowledge still eludes you. That would have been cool to see. Okay, we're now going to declare war. We're going to just go in and continue our expansion along the sort of coast here. I do feel a little bit bad that the sort of enemies we're facing here, none of them seem to be too capable in stopping us, and they don't seem to be sort of banding together to try and stop us. We've returned home and we are back commanding our troops straight after a pilgrimage. At least I like to think we'd take command. What better way to return from a pilgrimage than starting to claim more land for your wonderful empire? It does look like they're going to go round the back and cause us a frustration, so we might end up leaving some troops there and then chasing them down. Enemy ally has joined the war. Who's joined the war? Right up the coast. Interesting. Interesting. Now, if they stop and siege yet, I think we're gonna station some troops there and we're gonna go chase them down. This might honestly be a risky maneuver because they could send troops down from the north here, but we need to eliminate this army before they siege us. We've just captured... Oh no, there's 1,400 men there. Are they coming into land? They are. Might need to be careful here and move them. They're running, so I'm just going to bring our troops back. They're going to end up outnumbering us here. They actually might be going to siege us, which is interesting. They are, but we're about to take their capital. I wonder if we'll get lucky with a capture. We have. We've landed exceptionally lucky there with a capture. So we'll ransom his wife just now. We'll allow that money to come in and then I think we'll piece it. Okay. Enforced demands. Thank you very much. That is what I like to see. They didn't even get to fight a battle. Right, we now have Mayodapuram. The other suggestion we have had is to rename the county of Pasindesa to Isthmium. Never has a word made me feel like I had a list before, but here we are. So we'll rename both the county and the castle holding here, the city holding. And another successful war. We can keep this holding for our own, which I'm actually going to do just now. No, I'm not. Who am I kidding? Let's give it to a member of the Roman congregation. Now, if we keep gathering piety, there is absolutely no reason whatsoever that we could not reform the religion. I am in fact going to commission an artifact though. We already have a weapon. We don't have any armour, crowns or regalia. So I think what we'll do is we'll try and go for a crown just now. We'll hire a local artisan to begin working immediately. So we have a peace treaty with pretty much everyone around us right now. All 4 of them. So I don't think we'll be looking to expand sort of too far north. How is our Roman compatriot getting on? They have actually lost a holding. They have lost a holding here. We need to keep an eye on that. It's come to my attention that the lawless fugitive Vihajabayo has been staying at your court. Hand them over to meet my justice and I will forgive this slight. Who are you? The Rata Kingdom. Okay, they're actually fairly large. They actually have quite a capable ally as well by the looks of it. It shall be done. Like, does this mean anything to us? Like, who is this guy? He's just our guest. I mean, sure, he could be a military commander, but he's not of our religion. I think we'll just hand him over. He doesn't mean anything to us. Nova Roma, I think the next thing we're going to build is a hunting grounds here, try and continue sort of stimulating and growing our economy. We have absolutely butchered our prestige, so that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Ransom here. They want to pay me 28. Nope. We're going to wait on that full ransom coming together, my good sir. We're in no rush to free them. We are about to increase control. We'll also convert a second province to the Roman way, which is good. In terms of our innovations, we have very few tribal. That's not ideal. There was a suggestion that we look to do something that's going to allow us to basically convert quicker. I think getting limited crown authority is probably our priority, so we're going to do that. My court tutor, Citadevi, has been aiding me day and night in my efforts to learn Canada. Her dedication to the art of teaching is inspirational. There's not a day where I'm not brought a I keep wanting to say Canada letter to read. I learned Canada man to converse with, or an extraordinary mnemonic rhyme. Truly, I would not be this far along without Sita Devi's help. Sita Devi, you'd I don't think we would do that. She's doing her job well, indeed. That's all she's doing. We're paying her already, we're giving her a salary. I find it frustrating because I want to sort of ally them and help them if we can, but we can't. We just can't just now. We could possibly try and marry between the families, but I really don't know. My lord, the work on your precious artifact is proceeding well. Excellent. Do I want to make them jealous, impress my vassals, or impress my whole court? I think we'll try and impress her. In fact, you know what? I'm not concerned. We just need to get a crown to mark our rule over Nova Roma. We've got another new stewardship perk also to mark that. And I think here we'll go for the levy reinforcement rate. I think if we can get architect early and maybe build a few new castle holdings in our lifetime, that could really strengthen our sort of hold in the lands here. Within Nova Roma itself, we can't build anything, but some of the surrounding holdings, I believe we could. So in Nova Carthago, we could build a second castle, which would be excellent. We have increased our control once again. We're going to continue to do that. By God, we certainly need to. You're now trying to give us 33 to get your wife back. You know what? I'll give you your wife back for that. That's fine. But we're keeping your other family member captive for the time being. Possible to learn Canada language. Listen, we've learned 2 other languages. We're going to say, no, we'll start over. That's fine with us. We're going to notice that we're becoming stressed, though, and we're going to work off some stress by getting a sweaty stench. Doing a bit of exercise. You can designate a garden for Atia. I think we'll be our daughter's guardian. She's currently our heir. Let's remember that. She's currently our heir. Let's check our treaties again. So we currently have an active treaty with the elephant gang. We have an active treaty with the fish gang. And we have an active treaty with the lion. So that means we literally have a treaty with every single faction we border with. Promote culture's finished. Excellent. That means Nova Roma is off the Roman culture now. I'm going to do my best here. Just to try and get a blob of our sort of cultural holdings. The conversion's now at 20 years. That's obviously because it's now of our culture. That is excellent. So hopefully within our lifetime we should have some of the locals converted to the Roman way. We can also now hold court. I don't see why we wouldn't. Let's usher in the plebeians. A haggard-looking peasant now stands in front of me. My lord, I beg for your help. A monster prowls in the jungle of Vembanad, killing cattle and farmers alike. Few have seen it, but the mangled remains of its poor victims leave no doubt. It's clearly a huge bear, as bloodthirsty as few have ever seen. Please send your strongest hunters and save us from its voracious jaws. I think we would go and fight it ourselves. A shadow in the night. The man who approaches my throne is clearly a commoner. My lord, he begins his speech, I represent the local community of Nova Roma. In the last few months, I feel like we'd zone out at this point and get sort of bored. We do have a pretty competent... Maximus is a pretty competent surgeon. No, he's not. He's actually not that competent. I think we'll ask him to stop. We understand that he's trying to encourage his skills, so there's that. Dress me, dress me. Before the court is underwear, my chancellor pulls me aside. To my surprise, he's brandishing a garish sash. My lord, there will be so many attending your court. I know you are somewhat challenged in remembering every face, and from whence it hails. I propose a solution. You know what? We never forget a face. It'll be fine. There we go. Success. Never forget a face. Remember that. Successful holding of court, and we allow time to continue. We can also dedicate a guardian to our other daughter. I think I'll let our wife take this one. The monster of Mahayapaduram. All the preparations completed, I set out with a selected group of guards to face the infamous monster that is terrorising Maho. It doesn't take us long to find it. A clear trail of blood leads us straight to the creature's abode. I was already informed of what to expect, but when the massive bear finally stands in front of me, I can't help but shiver. Face me, you foul beast. 74% that we managed to kill it, 25% we become wounded. The animal, I think we're going to try and take it on. The monster is killed. We're now a novice hunter. Increasing our prowess. Look at that, eh? You genuinely can't teach that. Soma by the Lake by Vyama of Manyapura. Truly a great collection of Kannada poetry. The Sword's Song. Where other men speak silvered words, he leads soldiers in iron herds. Then all shall tremble as he takes field. All fire and fury and thundering wield. Perhaps I should try my hand at poetry too. I know a lot of our community is going to want me to be a poet, so I think we'll commit to that. We have become a poet just like that. We've now got the poet trait. Fantastic. Okay. Over here, my lord. My beneficiary Bisminga wait, he's named the crown after himself. I mean, it's very basic, but it's a crown. And I'll tell you the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to rename this thing. We're going to name it the Crown of Kylanius. It is the first crown, and it's now equipped. Got 127 gold just now. I think next up we'll build here is probably barracks, so we'll need 142 for that. We'll patiently wait that coming into the bank. We still have 3 treaties. I think Karnata here is probably going to be our biggest threat. They've actually managed to get a few alliances as well. So we might need to prepare a bit more for a fight with them. We do have some dangerous factions. It's just some peasants. Not much we can do about it. We just need to sort of prepare. An absolute shambles. My lord, it's not what it looks like, cries Thakir Rajike as I enter my favourite dining hall. What it looks like is that he's utterly wrecked the room. Food cakes the walls, the tables are all but shattered. Someone has stacked every chair into a pyramid, and the comatose form of Masha Shamata Gunsagara, totally nude may I add, lies face up and slathered in soup on one of my beds. The 2 diplomats only arrived yesterday. I gave them permission for a good meal and some light entertainment, not a party fit to raise Hades itself. You will pay for these damages, you lick spittle curs. I think we'll get them to pay for the damages. I think that makes the most sense. They've wrecked our Grand Hall and their diplomats. We do now have a load of gold. I think in here we're going to construct our barracks. And that will work. Okay, one of my vassals is coming in. I wait patiently on my throne for the arrival of Kome Sanarat, who is soon announced and ushered before me. He kneels in deference, offering nothing but his oath to faithfully serve as the vassal of the regnum. Though the Comes has clearly practiced the Latin vows, he mispronounced these several sections, humorously changing their meaning and leaving my courtiers stifling titters. I think we'll call him out on it. Seems like the most character trait thing we could do. Prisoners can be ransomed. Still can't afford the release of your daughter or your wife, I think. So, as much as it makes me feel like a bad guy, we're not going to release them just now. I kind of want, I really want to ally them, but I'm not sure if it's going to be an option. I think what I might do is send him a poem. A work about mourning. A work detailing their incompetence. I think we'll send them a poem about mourning. The poem is lauded. He gains 20 opinion. There we go. Ecstatic peasantry. The peasants in the county of Nova Roma are in a good mood. The harvest is bountiful, the roads are safe, and the village elders are telling nonsensical stories of cows producing honey-laden milk and geese laying golden eggs. I've sent a delegation carrying gifts. We can accept their gifts. We can send soldiers to accept more gifts. Or do we give them the surplus back? I will accept their gifts. We're arrogant. I think that's something that we would look to bring in. And we have learned Canadan. I don't know what it is. We will always send a letter because that seems to be what we do. And once again, we have been a massive success. We now know 4 languages, including 3 of the local languages. So that should set us up well for future endeavours. We can also now attack this enclave. We could possibly do that and try and bring them into the fold here. They are obviously in trouble. We've sent a poem. They don't want to become our vassal. They're minus 513. They are remotely away from us. We could attack and take it. We could actually attack and take that. But can we put a price on potentially protecting one of our fellow Roman Enclaves? I don't think so. So I think we'll do the usual. We'll declare war and we'll be happy to give him the land back when the time comes. We're going to raise all our armies, and we're going to head up there. I'm happy to take the sea route. We've got the money to do it, and it'll be much quicker, so let's commit to that. 28 gold it's going to cost us, that's nothing terrible. They don't have much of an army, so we should be able to win this pretty easily. I would like to take that and hopefully give him his land back in good time. I feel like we're doing something necessary here just to protect them. So we have landed. Wars are expensive, and with my treasury rapidly emptying, might be getting carried away a bit there, I need to think about how I will pay to keep my soldiers on the field of battle. Raise additional, cut, or things will work out in the end. Yeah, things will cut. Things will work out. Things will work out. I guess we're going to attack here. This is going to be the battle of the main hold-in. This should be relatively easy. He is commanding the forces. I honestly kind of hope we don't kill him. I'd like to appoint him back to his rule. Our vassal has become wounded. He's not of our religion. We will demand his conversion. 14% is pretty poor, but we'll see. The worst he says is no, right? He wants a weak hook. He's just a lowly commander. I'm not going to bargain with him. No interest in bargaining with him. We have captured one of his. We have captured one of his commanders. I'm happy to release for a cost. Someone is coming to us. Sartorial Sting. Busied amidst another day at court, I overhear my wife Regina Mahdevi's distinctive irate tone. Namiar seems to have got her goat. Stepping closer, I see my guest smugly jeering. These so-called fashions are an embarrassment. They would be fit only for servants and children at any respectable Tamil court. My wife flushes red and cries, I have had quite enough of you. I don't care if you're the Rex's guest. Much to Namir's surprise. Pulling me aside, Mahdevi moans bitterly. That ungrateful... You don't need to say any more, darling. Passe, passe. I guess that's what we'll go for. She can leave if she thinks she can come in here as our guest and speak to us like that. I guess the Romans are once again bravely charging at us. A noble endeavour, but we'll see how they get on. He is wounded. Please don't die in this war. His prowess and abilities are one of the other reasons we want to bring them into the fold. Other than that battle, this has been largely uneventful, but yeah. But there's a lawless fugitive, Presaita. Presaita is Roman. Yeah, we're not going to give her up. She's my guest and under my protection, I'm afraid. I've now got a hook on her. A peasant. To the cocky Rex. Okay. We'll rally the troops. This battle is almost over. We will immediately end this war. I am going to give him his land back. So Lucius, I'll invite you to court and I'll pay your travel expenses. Once you get here, we're just going to immediately give you your land back. I'm then going to disband my troops. It'll take 4 months to raise them, which is probably going to be a mistake. We don't need all of our troops here, so we'll only need a few of them. And I'm going to raise the troops in the capital, or what we can get together anyway. Arrived at court. We're going to immediately give him his land back, and we'll grant titles. At 74 years old, he is back into our fray. I will negotiate her release by asking for a hook on her. Or we can ransom the wife as well. Okay, they're back under Roman control. We are raising what troops we can here, and then we're going to go try and ruin their day. We only have 18 men just now. I reckon we only need maybe roughly even numbers, and we should be able to take them out of the game here. Another new stewardship perk. We're going to go popular figurehead. That should stop revolts from happening. This is now invalidated. So I guess taking that plus 50 has actually ended that civil war because we're now more popular. My friends though, this seems like an excellent place to stop. We've made massive territorial gains here, and we've also managed to bring the second enclave, albeit reduced in size, back into the fray here. We have managed to capture a third holy site, and we will be looking towards possibly reforming the religion, trying to make it a little more acceptable to foreign culture. And as you can see, we're 30 years of age now, we've still only got 2 children. I think beginning for the next episode, we're going to start seducing our wife. I think it's time that we really put our efforts into possibly creating a few more children here and strengthening our bloodline. You can see that of the 3 pinned characters, obviously one of them, Dux Hanno, is a foreign ruler. The other 2 do actually very much like us, so we're in a healthy position. As always, suggestions in the comments for place names, character names, you name it. And there's not much more to say than toodle pip for now.